welcome to the Ariel Show. I'm Ariel. I have a great episode for you today. Today's episode is called, Why Can't I Feel Good Today? If this is a question that you've asked yourself before, you're in the right place. You guys, I ask myself this question all the freaking time, which is crazy to me because I spend huge amounts of energy trying to grow and learn and diving deep and just trying to set my life up in such a way that I can be as happy and creative and vibrant as possible. And yet still, from my heart to yours, I want you to know that I have several days of my life that I live just feeling down, feeling off, not feeling like my true vibrant self. So I spent years trying to figure out how to deal with this, how to make it easier on myself, and I thought maybe some of you guys have the same kind of issues, so maybe you can learn from this. We can learn, grow on our journey together. So I started asking myself this question, why can't I feel good today, a few years back, and it really helped me. What I actually started doing was intentionally focusing my energies on two lists. So in the mornings, which is usually when I have like my meditative, contemplative time, soul time, sometimes I just wouldn't be feeling good. I would feel crazy, I'd feel depressed, I'd feel off, foggy. Foggy is like the perfect word for it in my view. I think most of us are familiar with that feeling, unfortunately. So rather than just trying to make it go away, I learned to dive into it, and I started making the list of here's all the reasons why today is gonna suck. Okay? So you have to watch this whole episode, like don't stop there and just go do that because that'll ruin your life. But I made a list. So for example, here's one recently. Why can't I feel good today? It's cloudy. That's a great reason to feel bad today. It's Thursday, which is ridiculous, but I have this weird thing about days of the week where each day has its own personality, and at this particular Thursday, I was not feeling like I was getting along with Thursdays. Don't ask me why. No groceries in the house, which means no set snacks, which is the worst. Dreading my workload, and my house is messy. So these were my reasons why my day was gonna suck. So on this day, I made it in a list form, but in other times I've just like gone freestyle on my computer and just bitched, just purged, getting it all out, detoxifying, just sounding like a 4-year-old throwing a tantrum of why this is gonna be the worst day ever. Okay, so I do that. Usually takes me 5-10 minutes. I take a couple deep breaths, maybe I take a little break, and then I come back, and now that that's out of me, I really like to get it out of my subconscious because those ideas are playing around in my head all day anyway, and honestly, to be able to write down something like, I can't be happy today because it's Thursday, kind of makes you feel ridiculous, and you're like, who is in charge of my day here? Like, why is the day of the week dominating the way that I'm gonna feel for an entire 18-hour period when I'm awake today? You know, that's not okay with me. So rather than just letting those toxic ideas, those toxic beliefs sit around in my mindset, I purge them, I get them out and I examine them, and I'm like, hell no, like this is ridiculous. I will not let these little reasons ruin a perfectly good day. So that's when I make my second list, which is why I can feel good today. And it's, this is a list of reasons why all the reasons why my day can rock. And so then I go through with more positive stuff, maybe like, let's see here, I have a call with my best friend later today, or I feel good, I don't feel sick, like physically my body's fine, or I have this new product I want to try, or a new tea, like just little things that get me excited that I'm like, okay, here's a little moment of joy today, here's another little one, and I try to collect in equal amounts. If I've got 7 bad things, I've got 7 good things. So that is a really powerful tool for me. It actually works for me, like just that little exercise is enough to make my day a little bit better, mostly because it takes the power away from the negativity, and I'm able to objectively look at my list, basically all the things that are kind of vague and abstract in my soul, now they're in front of me for me to look at and objectively check out, and then I realized that I don't have to have a bad day, I can make a good day, okay? So days don't have their own personalities. Like, as much as I'd like to demonize a day of the week or something, that's not a real thing. Like, just because it's cloudy, that doesn't mean that the universe is sad the way that my brain tells me it is. Like, that's crazy. Like, today can be as amazing as I want it to be, and I have to be really on top of my game with that. I have to be very intentional about like, no, I'm going to happen to my day instead of letting my day happen to me, and I'm gonna own it. So I want us to take the power out of a bad day. Like, there is no bad day, like that's a made-up idea in our heads, okay? Like, we're here, we're real, we're present, our ideas, those are real things, so we are going to happen to our day. Also, what helps me is not to take the whole day at a time, but to think, can I at least play around with the next 15 minutes and make the next 15 minutes good? Yeah, sure I can. I'll go get some coffee, I'll enjoy putting my cream in, I'll be really intentional and slow and present. Okay, yeah, I can do that. Or I can at least for the first half of my day, be cool with that, and I'll face the second half later on. You know, sometimes you have to divide it up in little chunks. Another thing I do is I give myself days to not feel good. So I don't know, maybe 8 days a year, I'll just be like, this day isn't working for me. I'm just gonna like check out. I'm clocking out. I'm leaving today. I'm gonna start over again tomorrow. And I used to be really frustrated that I had to do that, but that's honestly a reality for me. It's a reality for a lot of my friends. A lot of people that I know are like this, where they just can't pull themselves out. And so sometimes I'm just like, not gonna be able to handle today. And so I go watch Netflix for 6 hours and eat snacks, and I do it guilt-free because I have these allotted days. I want to do it guilt-free. I still feel a little silly doing it, but I'm working my way up to being like, hey, it's okay. I can't be on every day. Totally fine. And then one of the most helpful ones for me is to just leave the house, just to get out. If I'm crazy in my head, I need an environment change generally. So sometimes I like to go grocery shopping, even just going to a coffee shop and doing my work there. That gives it a new vibe, a new energy, and it's enough to interrupt all my thoughts that just aren't working for me. And then also I have lists in my head, in my journals, of things that cheer me up. So when I'm feeling really good, I make these lists for myself of here's what made me feel good today. Here's why today's working for me. Here's why, you know, I'm loving my life right now. I write down these things so I can easily refer to them later. Things are like joy hunting. Remember we talked about joy hunting a couple episodes back? Sparks of inspiration, all that. I've got my list of what sparks my inspiration. For me, I love taking bubble baths with like a lavender candle lit. Like that's the best. I like to give myself those gifts when I need them. Take good care of myself because I value myself, because I matter. That's called good self-care. And you should definitely have good self-care in your life. You're not superhuman. You're not a robot. Just because you think you don't deserve it doesn't mean you don't. So you need to treat yourself lovingly, gently, compassionately, like you would your dearest friend. All right, there you go, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to all my patrons. You guys, my patrons run this whole thing. They stepped up almost a year ago and decided to pay for the Ariel show to happen every week. And if they weren't doing that, I wouldn't be able to make these as often as I do. Basically, they help run the thing because they're backing this up saying, I want the Ariel show to keep continuing for everyone else in the world who gets to enjoy it for free. So I'm gonna throw a couple bucks at it every week. It's like magic. You guys are the best. Thank you from my heart to yours. I really love you so much. You make my days great. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye.